A Toronto man says he was called a racial slur multiple times at an Osmo shawarma in Cambridge.
You stupid what?
Hey, yeah, this dumb is just acting out.
Here are the details from Now Toronto. Last week, a local artist who goes by Boof went to Osmos. But when he noticed the employee was only giving him half a scoop of chicken, he jokingly questioned him. But the employee apparently didn't like that and began speaking to another customer in line in a different language before asking Boof to get out of line. When Boof refused, the customer allegedly called him a racial slur.
I was here first. You're gonna serve me first before you can serve him. I guess that's what triggered the customer to throw those words out, because immediately the next thing I hear is, this N-word's always making problems.
Boof then began filming, and the customer was caught on camera saying the slur 2 more times.
Using that word in that way with an intent to kind of hurt and make sure you degrade somebody is crazy. That's something I can never stand for. That's something that the community didn't stand for.
Osmos responded to the incident saying they expect better from their employees and that the situation was unacceptable. The employee was let go, and Osmos said that they would be updating their training process to make sure that this doesn't happen again. For more on this story, head to nowtoronto.com. You filmed so many of your movies here in Toronto. Pacific Rim, The Shape of Water. What keeps you coming back to Toronto?
The people, the talent. It's like a big family at this point. We know each other very, very well. There's a lot of good bookstores and a very good restaurants if you know where to find them. I love eating Japanese in the Japanese Center up north. There's a small omakase restaurant. I love paella on Queen Street. I love many, many others. And bookstores, you have the Scribe, you have the Lake on King. There's so many.
Hey Sidra, I heard Tim Hortons won't be hiring newcomers anymore?
Not exactly. The company says it's shifting its focus back to local hiring and youth workers, instead of expanding its use of the temporary foreign workers program. I just wrote about it on nowtoronto.com.
Does that mean only Canadian citizens can work there now?
No. The franchise is still planning to hire international students, people with disabilities, new Canadians, and people of all ages. The big difference is that the company wants to rely less on temporary foreign workers moving forward.
Do they know how many people they want to plan to hire this year?
Tim Hortons is planning to hire 10,000 new workers this year and is also opening 80 new locations across Canada. We spoke to an immigration lawyer who says that the move reflects changing labor shortages. This is what he had to say.
It's critical that the program is not used as a routine staffing model. It's used as a measure of last resort. I would say in most cases it is, but when it is not, it garners tremendous attention, and rightly so.
To learn more on what the immigration lawyer shared with us, you can check out nowtoronto.com. Are you a fan of classic Indian food but want a bit of a modern twist? Well, you should check out the Cottage Cheese in Kensington, a Michelin Guide restaurant where they're taking their bites not only out of this country, but also out of this world. They brought us some appetizers. I'm so excited. They brought us some pink samosa chaat. I'm gonna try to get a bit of everything. That's really good, actually. There's some sweetness to it, and there's a bit of a crunch to it. Now I'm going to try the mixed vegetable fritters. That's really good. It's really like hearty. So here we got a spicy chili garlic basil prawn. Immediately, yes, like it's garlic. You can't go wrong with garlic. Now this is something that the server said is new on the menu. It is an avocado kebab, which I'm not used to. Somehow they kept the kebab flavoring, which is great. You don't really taste any avocado. What we have here is some green garlic naan. It looks amazing. We have some rose petal paneer here, which sounds divine and looks divine. And this is a mango mooli chicken. That's really good. You can taste the sweet and the mango, but it's not overpowering. And now I love paneer, so don't let me down. I can taste the rose. It's very subtle, but it's really good. So they just brought us a classic Indian dessert. It's called gulab jamun. It's a classic gulab jamun, but it's like really rich. They're really putting their intention into each dish they make here. Each presentation is amazing, and the flavors are just incredible, melt in your mouth, amazing. So if you're expecting classic Indian food, it's not what you're gonna get, but it's definitely gonna be a pleasant surprise with what you do try here.
So maybe this is going to be a surprise to you, But young people are reading, and in some cases, it's actually thanks to social media. It has become quite a network of sharing and connecting, especially on TikTok. So it is aptly called Book Talk. Here's CBC Edmonton's Sidra Jafri with a look at the influence it's having.
Victoria Bradley wasn't always a reader. She discovered the new passion only during her high school days after joining book clubs and then promoting them on social media.
Little babies, come here.
Bradley started sharing her favorites on Instagram, then TikTok.
I know a bunch of amazing people who do book talk, and they're just so kind and so friendly, and it's such a welcoming community, and it's really cool to have that ability to really connect on a visual medium.
What started as a novel idea to relieve pandemic screen fatigue has evolved into a game changer for the book business.
We've noticed that has changed because people are placing book orders and they're asking for certain things. So our stock has definitely changed because of TikTok, and we're trying to anticipate by putting some books on TikTok that are maybe not so popular so they can get some attention too.
Another way for avid readers to access their books is through the library. It's a cost and clutter-free way for them to indulge in their favorite titles, although that can be difficult if their book is being sought after by, say, a few hundred other people.
Reading actually is having a bit of a renaissance.
At the Edmonton Public Library, to get a Colleen Hoover or Emily Henry title, two of the most popular on Book Talk, you might be waiting months, but it's worth it if it means being able to be a part of the conversation.
That's really important to young people, I think, to share what they're reading, and you know, they're going through a time in their life where they've got a lot of emotions, and those books tap into that.
Bradley says technology is adding to the reading experience in a lot of different ways.
Some people say that print is dying, but I think that it really isn't, because people still want to have books in their hands, and whether that be on a Kindle or a tablet, they're still going to access them in the way that is most comfortable to them. And I think that Book Talk and Instagram are so helpful in bringing attention to a lot of these books and stories.
Flipping the narrative on how people see and use these social platforms. Sidra Jafri, CBC News, Edmonton.